So today I'll be talking about the final major projects of my 3D shooter game. Obviously my chosen media product is 3D shooter game. I'll be made on a 3D software unit. My shooter game will be based on games and films that are out now, like Call of Duty for example. The game genre will be action, adventure and shooter, and the game will have balance and blood as well. Obviously my target audience will be based on teenagers above 18 onwards. I chose it because of what the game will be, and obviously with the violence and blood, you don't want a little kid looking at that really. The target audience will be able to experience the online gameplay and also the single player, so it depends whichever he chooses really. But they can experience both if you want to. And also the game will be a first person shooter. The game will feature violence and blood, so that's why it's 18. The target audience would be attracted to mainly be a game because of what the game that I'm doing, which is a 3D shooter game, and also because of the Call of Duty series, for example. Everyone plays Call of Duty. Some of the game inspiration, some of these games I play, for example Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo's like a space game, but it's a first-person shooter game. Rainbow Six and Battlefront as well. Some film inspiration, you've got like Predator, Shooter, Band of Brothers, Expendables, Black Hawk Down, Saving Private Ryan. The multiplayer, so you'll be able to play multiplayer. Obviously you can choose which one you want to play, but with the multiplayer, normally you can pick your gun at start, but obviously you'll get that, but you can also, in the game, you can, there's a mixture box there, so you can actually pick what you want. You pick your camo, you can pick your weapon, whichever one you want really. But obviously you have to unlock it with a certain level that you are. And usually on multiplayer games, your certain level's 50, but I've changed it up a bit so you can get to 60, and the more you improve your level, the more weapons and the more camo you get. And obviously there will be a beta for the multiplayer and one single player mission as well. The game will be campaign missions, so you do the missions in order of what the game will be. And as you go through the campaign, the harder the enemy you kill, the more experience you unlock, so the more weapons you can unlock, and more camos you can unlock as well. Is there any questions you'd like to say? Yeah?
How many sort of camos do you actually plan on?
There's various, so you can choose between 10 to 15 camos. The top camo is obviously the gold camo, or a platinum camo you can have really. So it depends really what you can choose. So it's up to you. Yeah.
How are you going to make the camos? Are you going to texture them or?
Yeah, I'll probably texture them. I'll probably texture the camos. You've got you've got the jungle one and gold and everything like that. So, any more questions?
How are you going to downscale your project if you don't have time?
I'd have to come to that bridge when I cross it, really.
So there's no plan on what you're going to downscale on yet?
Not yet, but I will plan to downscale.
Any questions?
How many levels do you have in your game? So,
as in campaign or multiplayer?
Yeah,
single player. There'll be about 18 missions, 18 campaign missions that you can do. But the more, as I said, there'll be a boss in each of the levels. So if you defeat him, because it'll be like a certain level, so if you defeat him, you'll unlock a special camo or something like that, or special weapons. Up to you really. Yeah.
And what's the style of the game going to be? Is it going to be like cel-shaded, or is it going to be like realistic?
Like realistic really.
How are you going to make the multiplayer?
Don't know really, I'd have to think about that.
Okay. So have you looked into anything about AI?
No, I'll have to look into it. How you're going to make a multiplayer and that. So.
Any more questions?